Om Shanti, everyone. Om Shanti is a greeting of peace and a gentle reminder to all of us that we are peaceful beings. We are beings of peace. On behalf of Brahma Kumaris, Silicon Valley, I want to extend a very warm welcome to each one of you. Thank you for creating time and joining us today. My name is Chandni. I work as a software engineer at Google, and it is my ultimate pleasure to be the instrument for today's webinar. I have been associated with Brahma Kumaris since childhood, and the knowledge shared here and Raj Yoga meditation practice has helped me immensely to overcome all the negativity within me. And now I live a life of positivity, cheerfulness, joy, and bliss. And I come out to be victorious in all situations. And it's my pleasure and privilege to be able to share, to be able to get this opportunity to share some of the learnings and findings with you all today. So the topic for today is victory begins in the mind. Now we all want to be victorious in our lives. In each and every endeavor which we take on in our life, we want to touch the sky of success. But sometimes, even after trying so hard and putting our heart and soul into it, doing everything within and beyond limits, we are not able to attain victory. Why does it happen? There may be several reasons behind it, but the reason could also be that the definition of success is wrong, definition of victory is incorrect, or we did not start off at the right foot. So in this webinar, we are going to explore how to be victorious in all circumstances just by using the power of our mind. And before we delve deeper, I want to invite you all for a short meditation where we are going to forget all the worries and stress and start living in the present and bring all our attention here, right now. Om Shanti. I take a few deep breaths and relax myself. And gently, with the power of the mind, I transport myself on the top of a rock. And in this moment, where I'm distant from everyone else, and in this moment of silence, I want to turn within and explore my inner beauty. I look at myself. I am a light, a pure being of light. Who belongs to a non-physical dimension. And in this physical dimension, I'm grateful. for having this body which I have got to experience and express myself. I realize that the more I position myself into my originality, I keep forgetting all the roles which I play in my day-to-day lives. I am a being of peace. I am powerful. In this serenity, I am able to experience the divinity within me. I am divine. I am wise. I am beautiful. I am the child of Supreme. And holding his hand, I am able to cross all the difficult circumstances with a smile on my face. I am blessed. I am powerful. I am victorious. Om Shanti. I hope this was useful to grab all your attention to the present. Alright, so before we get started, I want to clarify a very fundamental concept here. Brain versus mind. What is the difference between brain and mind? It is very important to know because rest of the webinar is dependent on this basic definition. And it is also very important to know because a lot of us use these two terms interchangeably. We often think that those are the same things, but no, we are going to understand the difference now. So we all know, if you have attended our previous webinars and have attended our courses, meditation courses, then you all know by now that we are souls. We are spiritual energies which are sitting at the center of the forehead and controlling this entire body, operating this entire body. And it is a soul who inspires the action within this body. So if the hand is moving, the soul is actually inspiring this action. Now, how does the soul do that? It's very important to understand. So just like the body has different physical organs in order to function properly, for example, the eyes, mouth, and our limbs, similarly, the soul, which is an energy, has different subtle organs, not physical, because soul is not physical. Therefore, soul has different subtle organs which help the soul to function, and mind is one of them. So brain is a physical organ of the body, and mind is a faculty of the soul or a subtle organ of the soul. And brain is like a hardware, and mind is the software within. So without the software, hardware cannot work. So without mind, brain cannot do anything. So brain acts as a operator between mind and body. So this, when we say the soul inspires the action, soul inspires the action through mind by creating a thought. And that is the task of mind, to generate thoughts. It is a creative power which generates thoughts throughout the day. The mind generates a thought, and which is mind is a software, and it sends a signal to the brain, and the brain then transmits signals to the entire body, and then the movement of the hands or movement of different limbs or different actions are performed by the body. So in essence, brain is an operator between mind and a body, and it's just a physical organ, and mind is a faculty of the soul. And also mind is a creative power, and it generates thoughts throughout the day, all through the day. And a study says that on an average, human mind generates 50,000 to 60,000 thoughts per day. So let us try to understand what are the different kinds of thoughts that our mind can create. So mainly there are four different categories that our mind can, the thoughts which our mind can create can be classified into four different categories. The first category is positive thoughts. Positive thoughts, as we all know, are the thoughts which fill us with enthusiasm, which motivate us, which fill us with courage. So for example, I am happy today. So this is a positive thought. Just thinking about this thought that I'm happy today sends a wave of happiness throughout the body and brings a smile on the face, right? So these are positive category of thoughts. And next category is necessary thoughts. As we said, the soul inspires action, and throughout the day we perform a lot of actions using our body. So for each and every action there needs to be a thought generated, and these come under the category of necessary thoughts. In order to perform actions, we need a thought to be generated by the soul, and hence it's necessary to create those type of thoughts. For example, I need to meet a friend at 3 p.m., or I need to cook at 2 p.m. So these are necessary thoughts which are related to our everyday routine, and there is nothing good or bad about it. These are necessary and ordinary thoughts. The third category is negative thoughts. Just thinking about those makes us feel very uncomfortable and depletes all our energy, makes us discharge our battery, and we feel disheartened at the end. And the special characteristic of these kind of thoughts is that they will never come alone. It cannot happen that your mind generates one negative thought and puts a full stop after that. No, these come as a series of negative thoughts. For example, oh, the COVID cases are rising again in California or US. So after that, the mind puts a full stop. No, that will never happen. After that, the following thoughts will be, does that mean that we'll have to stay at home again? Does that mean another round of lockdown? Does that mean that we'll work from home? So all these negative thoughts will come into my mind all together, and on thinking about it again and again will just discharge me, will I will just discharge all my power, and it will deplete me more and more. And at the end of this process, I will feel disheartened. And the fourth category is waste thoughts. Waste thoughts are also depleting in nature. These are very heavy thoughts which are basically junk. We don't need to think about it, but the mind is trained in such a way that we are thinking about it uncontrollably. For example, right now you all have come to attend this webinar, but your mind may be thinking about any of your friend. That is a waste thought. I mean, you can think about your friend, there's no harm in that, but right now this is not the right time. So basically those type of thoughts are classified as waste thoughts. And also the thoughts of past and future are classified into this category. These are the thoughts which do not allow us to live in the present moment, and these are basically junk, and the only suitable place for junk is trash bin. And but we are carrying all this junk all through our lives in our minds. So the most important question is, how are we spending most of our day? If you can answer in the chat window, what do you think? How are we spending majority of our day today? How are we spending majority of our day today? Waste, waste, negative, positive, necessary, positive, waste. Okay, a mix of all. Majority say waste. Okay, great. Thank you for answering. Passive thinking. Okay. Thank you for answering. And if you are the ones who said positive, majority of the day you spend with positive thoughts, that's wonderful. That's great. Just go ahead and pat yourself. But if you are the ones who said negative or waste thoughts, you are probably not alone. A study says that 95% of the thoughts which a human mind creates throughout the day are classified into negative or waste thoughts. So let us try to understand that what is the impact of the thoughts which we are creating every day, every moment. So is it just impactful? Is it just limited to me, or it is impacting my surroundings or other people as well? So there is fourfold impact of the thoughts which we create. It impacts our physical, mental, emotional, social, and environmental well-being. So the soul creates the thoughts, the mind creates the thoughts, and mind is a part of the soul, and soul is sitting located here at the center of the forehead, and thoughts are an energy, and the quality of energy is that it cannot be contained, it just keeps on flowing. So when a thought is generated, for that can be equivalent to an energy being released from here, then where will it impact the most? It will first impact my brain, my mental area, and after that, it will impact my entire body. And not just that, it will emanate, it will radiate from my body, it will impact my surroundings as well. And there is an energy which we carry around our body all the time throughout our lives, which is called aura. And the majority of the thoughts which are there going on in our mind throughout the day defines our aura. So sometimes you might have experienced that we meet certain people and we think that just by meeting them we feel so happy and so energized and so charged up. Why? Because they are carrying a positive aura with themselves. So we need to check what kind of aura are we carrying in our life every day. So yes, and when we interact with people, so communication does not just means exchange of words, it also means exchange of energies. So we are exchanging the energies which are reflection of the thoughts, kind of thoughts we are generating throughout the day. And not just that, the energy of thoughts is also transmitted to the entire environment. So it's very important for us to think before we think, to think wisely. And when we said the stats say that 95% of the thoughts that a human mind generates are classified into waste or negative, then we can easily figure out that what will be the overall vibration of this world right now. And who created it? We created it. So it's not right, we know that, and we need to change something. Who will bring that change? We are the ones who should bring this change. It's our responsibility to bring that change. So if we start changing our thoughts slowly and gradually, we will see the entire environment around us will change. That is the impact of the thoughts. Now, changing our thoughts, okay, makes sense, but there should be a greater benefit, a greater motivation to do something, because it's an effort. It takes effort to change our thoughts, so there should be a greater benefit behind it. So let us try to discover what is the power of our mind. The mind has the ability to create to mind has the power to experience, or the power to create, the power to transform, the power to heal, and the power to communicate. Let us try to explore one by one. The power to experience or create. Our mind is a very powerful tool, and we need to be very careful, be very mindful of the way we are putting it into use. It's always at our disposal, and it it can be used constructively and it can be used destructively as well. If used constructively and put into a good use, it can create wonders for us, and we will see this throughout the entire webinar, throughout the webinar. Power to experience, I would like to elaborate, I would like to mention elaborate this using a scientific research which has been done, the piano experiment. So this experiment was done by a group of scientists in Harvard Medical School, and what they did is there was a bunch of folks who knew how to play piano, and they divided them into two different categories, two different groups, we can say. So the first group was the one which was asked to actually play the piano, and the other group was just asked to think as if they are playing the piano and experience that. And after this study, when the brain map or the brain patterns were analyzed and compared and studied, then it was found that the brain patterns or the neurological patterns of both the groups were almost similar. So, what happened here is that the group second, which were just thinking that they are playing the piano, created, and the mind created such a powerful experience that it fooled into the brain thought into thinking that they are playing a piano, and the brain started rewiring itself. Such as the power of our mind. So, what they concluded from this experiment is that mental training has the power to change physical structure of the brain. So they were not playing the piano in real, but the mind fooled them. Sorry, they because they were experiencing it that they are playing the piano. The mind fooled the brain, and the brain started rewiring itself. And this all happens with the power of visualization. So this is another power which our mind has, and it is actually an asset for us. It can work beautifully and create wonders for us, and I would like to show this to you through an activity. So if I would request if you can be a little prompt in answering your inputting answers on the chat window. So I'm going to show you few words on the screen, and I will flash them only for 10 seconds or so. And you can what you will do is try to remember all the words, and let's see if you're able to remember all the words or not, and how many you are able to remember. Okay, so if you can answer on the chat window, if how many words you could remember? 3. Mhm. Families. Some are writing the words. That's good. I see 5 words. 4, 6, 7, 3. Okay, perfect. 7. Okay, so there were 12. Okay, wonderful. So there were 12 words flashed in front of you, and I don't see an answer beyond 7. Okay, now let's do this a little visualization activity. So, okay, so let's get started. Close your eye. You can feel free to close your eyes. You may want to close your eyes if you are new to this visualization process, and just follow the thoughts which I'm going to give it to you. Visualize yourself sitting at your home and surrounded by your entire family. The kids are playing. Somebody in the family is cracking a joke, and others are having a good laugh. Everybody seems very happy. You're sitting on a couch, and now, all of a sudden, you feel something in your stomach signaling you that you're hungry. So you get up from the couch. You move towards the kitchen. There's a refrigerator there. You open the door. You're trying to find something to eat. And you see an orange on one of the shelves. You grab that orange. And next to the refrigerator, there is a dining table. There is a knife on the dining table. Using the knife, you start peeling the orange. Open it. Take a slice and put it into your mouth. And as you start chewing it, the juice from the orange releases into your mouth. And the taste buds on the tongue start tasting it. What does it taste like? Is it sweet, sour, or a mixture of both? After consuming the entire orange, you feel full and you come back, sit on the couch, and join the conversation. So, were you able to visualize this experience? Was it easy for you to visualize? Yes. Okay, great. Were you able to taste what does the orange taste like? Was it sour or sweet? Okay. Wonderful. Perfect. So the point which I'm trying to convey here, that visualization is an asset for us. Let's do a follow-up to this activity. Now I'll ask certain questions and you are going to answer on the chat window. Where are you sitting in your home? Where were you sitting in your home on the visualization exercise? Where were you sitting on your home in the visualization exercise? Couch. Who were you surrounded by? Family members. Family, yes. And what was going on? What were the family members doing? Jokes. Yes, perfect. And why did you get up from the chair? Okay. Where did you go when you got up from the chair? What did you grab from there? How did you cut it? What did you do next? After you put the slice in your mouth, what happened? What was released once you started chewing it? And the taste was perfect. So these are the 12 words which you just answered. So the point is that visualization is a very effective tool, a very effective technique. And when we try to visualize something and we create an experience in our mind, that is much more powerful and much more long lasting than compared to other tasks which we keep doing throughout the day mindlessly. So when this visualization and power to experience are coupled together and used for a long term goal or a short term goal which we want to achieve in our life, then the mind the mind is creating beautiful, very powerful signals and sending it to the brain, and using those signals the brain is actually attracting those kind of opportunities, is actively looking for those kind of opportunities which will result in a favorable outcome. So visualization helps us to achieve our goals by conditioning a brain to see, hear and feel the success in our mind. So there is also, I'm going to suggest some homework for you for the next week, for like next 7 days, which you can practice at your own pace. And those will be some experiments, some small experiments which you can do. So whenever you start some task, before that, just take 1 minute of pause, 1 minute of silence, close your eyes and visualize the entire activity. Visualize what are you going to do throughout this task, what is going to be the end result. Just visualize it before you attempt the task, and after that, when you enter the field of action and you perform that task, you will see that your brain is actually trying to orient the entire events, orient the events of the life, and to result into a favorable outcome for you. So the next is power to transform. Our mind has a power to transform one kind of energy into another kind of energy, and it also works on physical objects around us. So of course we might have seen these examples multiple number of times, but it definitely needs to be mentioned when we are talking about power of mind. Those are the experiments by Dr. Masaru Emoto. And what he did is he took two glasses of water and labeled them with two different with labeled them, one of them with love and gratitude and another one with you disgust me. And he asked people to go near those glasses and give them those kind of vibrations, give loveful vibrations and give vibrations of hate towards the other glass. And after that, when the water was frozen and those crystals were and the crystals, the structure of the water was analyzed, there were beautiful crystals formed for the glass which was labeled as love and gratitude, and the structure of the crystal, there were no crystals at all, the structure was deformed for the other glass in which the label was you disgust me. And it was further extended, the experiment was further extended for different kind of emotions which we feel in day-to-day life. For example, thank you, wisdom, truth, eternal, angel, I love you, and so on. And the same kind of experiment was done on food. So two jars were taken and there was rice added to it, and they were labeled with I hate you and I love you. And people were asked to give them those kind of vibrations, hateful vibrations to one and loveful vibrations to others. And after a few days, it was seen that the jar which was labeled with I hate you started developing some mold and it started going bad, but the other one which said I love you was perfectly intact. And also the same experiment was done on nature. So three similar plants were taken and labeled with I love you, I hate you, and third one was completely ignored. So after a few days, you can see what was the result out of it. The one which was given the vibrations of love and peace was flourishing very well, and the other two were almost dying. So what do we learn out of it? We learn that the mind has the power to transform anything, any physical object as well which is in front of us. And you can also take this as an experiment. And when we go to temples, because mind has such a powerful mind is so powerful that it can transform the food and the water which is in front of us, then why can't we do this experiment on our own? When we go to the temples, then what is that one thing or two things which we definitely get and we do not return without those? What are those few two things which we definitely get in a temple when we go to a temple? So the one is Amrit, or the holy water, and the other is Prasad. Yes, Prasad. So Amrit and Prasad are definitely we get. So Amrit is water and Prasad is food prepared and offered to God. So these are the two things which we definitely get whenever we go in a temple, and we take utmost care while and making sure that none of it drops on the ground, and we give it very high importance, very high status, and we consume it very nicely. We want to share it with our family members also, even when it is this much quantity, very small quantity. Why is it that? What is the difference between Amrit and Prasad in temple and the water, regular water and food which we prepare at home? The recipes might be same as well. So what is the difference that we pay so much attention and so much care towards what we get in the temple and compared to what we have at home? Yeah, it has blessings. Anyone else? Empowered. Correct. Vibrations of God. Good vibrations, godly vibrations. Very good. So why can't we do this at our home? Why can't the water why can't the water which we drink can be equivalent to Amrit? And why can't our every meal be equivalent to Prasad? Let's do this as an experiment. So whenever you are drinking a water, uh, just bring the glass in front of you and give it powerful vibrations, peaceful vibrations, loveful vibrations, and for like 10 seconds or so, and after that drink the water. So this is what we call charging of water before consuming it. And second thing we can do is that while preparing the meal, we want to make sure that we are away from all the negative influences. We are not gossiping about someone, we are not watching TV, watching news, we are not doing anything negative, but instead we are preparing food with a happy state of mind, with an empowered state of mind, because those vibrations go into the food, and that's what makes it into prasad. And after that, when whoever will eat that food, you will see that they will also start feeling peaceful and a sense of calm within them over a few days. So do this experiment for maybe a week or so, and definitely do share your experiences with us later on if you would like to. So the next power is power to heal. I would like to also state some examples here, some research done here, the placebo effect. So there was a group of people who were suffering from knee pain, and they had to undergo a surgery. So they were divided into two groups. One group of people were actually One group of people were those who on whom actually surgery was performed, that is, an incision was made and then the cartilage was removed and it was put back. But the second group of people, only the incision was made, skin was removed, but cartilage was not removed. Now, they did nothing, they just removed the skin and then they closed it back. So it is called sham surgery, kind of a fake surgery. But what they observed, very surprisingly, what they observed after a few weeks or months is that the rate of recovery in both the groups was equivalent. And what does this prove? That when we give attention to something in our life along with our repetitive thoughts, it creates a neurological wiring or a brain pattern, and the brain sends signals to the entire body accordingly. And secondly, when there is some pain in the body and we keep on concentrating on that, then it sends currents to the brain to generate more pain. And the opposite is also true, of course, that when there is pain in the body, and instead of concentrating on that, if we will keep on repeating that I am all right, I am perfectly healthy, then the mind will create that kind of experience and the brain will start sending signals, positive signals to the body, and finally we will be healthy and our body will be perfect. Another example is life of Stamatis Moriatis. So this was a Greek veteran and who was living in US with his family, and when he was 60s, when he was in his 60s, he was diagnosed with lung cancer, and doctors said that he will only live for 9 months, not beyond that. So he thought that if he has to live only for 9 months, why not he moves over to his own village, where he came to US, and die there. So when he went to his village along with his wife, so what he observed, after a few weeks, he started feeling stronger, and he started going to those places where he used to go with his grandfather and grandmother, and he started having good time with his childhood friends and enjoying himself. Whatever he used to do with a lot of happiness, joy, and purity in heart. So what happened, and the time went by like this. And after 25 years, he realized that, oh, doctors had told me that I will live only for 9 months. So, what happened to that one? So, when the tests were done again, there was no sign of lung cancer. So, this person was able to recover his diseases. He was able to heal himself only by reconnecting to his faith, only by reconnecting to his originality, and by doing everything with joy and happiness. And when this story went public, then this name was, he actually died when he was of the age 102 years, and his this man was labeled as the person who forgot to die. And the island and the village in which he was living, is the village called Ikaria in Greece, that was labeled as the island where people forget to die. So, such is the power of our mind, that if there is any disease in in any part of our body, we can, using the power of our mind, we can heal it. And now this does not mean that we stop taking our medicines or stop going to the doctor, but along with doing that, along with taking medicines, if we also do this practice, using our power of power of mind, if we try to heal our body, then the recovery rate, then the rate at which we recover from that disease will be faster, and the recovery will be definite, guaranteed. So do experiment this with yourself as well. And next, last but not the least, a very important one is power to communicate. So the mind, so whenever we are communicating at the words, at the level of words, or at the superficial level, even if I'm saying good things about you, and in the back of my mind I'm thinking negative about you, so those negative vibrations will definitely reach the other person. Doesn't matter if the other person is sitting next to me, or in sitting in the next room, or we are in a virtual setup on Zoom just like this one, or in any far off corner of the world. Doesn't matter, the distance doesn't matter at all, by because the energy of thoughts, or the vibrations of thoughts travel faster than light. So it will definitely reach the other person. And we know in today's world, right, what is going on right now, and who are the ones who need us the most, who need our help the most. Of course, there is a limit to what we can do on a physical basis, and on monetary level also we can do what we have done, whatever we can do. But the best thing while sitting here, where what we can do is to send vibrations of peace and love and hope. And what that will do is that will make them feel safe and secured, that will give them the strength to deal with whatever is going on in their lives right now. And they will feel that they are surrounded by angels. They will feel so safe that they will feel that they are surrounded by angels. They are protected by angels. So let's use our power to come. Let's use the power of our mind, power to communicate, and be an angel for people, for souls across this world. All right, now that we know how powerful our mind is, we can also compare it to the thoughts being seeds which are being sown in the soil. So as you sow, so shall you reap. So if I sow positive thoughts, the result will be positive. So if I sow positive thoughts, it will, the kind of thoughts I sow, it will affect my mental, physical, social, and emotional well-being as well. We understood this. And if I sow positive thoughts, then what I will get is a garden of flowers. If I sow negative thoughts, what I will get is a forest of thorns. So it's up to us what kind of thoughts we want to create in our life. And if we want victory in our lives, we have to create positive thoughts to attract victory in our lives. And if I sow like 10 different seeds of mango and only one seed of bitter gourd, then that bitter gourd will germinate and it will result into bitter gourds, which I don't want in my life. So we have to create positive thoughts, A, and B, we have to create it over a long period of time and only positive thoughts. So this is very important to note because thoughts create destiny. If we create negative thoughts, then there will be depression in our mind, disease in our body, disharmony with self and within our relationships, and there will be destruction on the earth. While on the other hand, if we create positive thoughts, there will be happiness in our mind, health in our body, harmony with self in our relationships, and there will be heaven on earth. So do experiment this in your lives and then take a decision what we want to do. Now, after knowing all of this, there is no way that we would want to create negative or waste thoughts. None of us wants to do that. But oftentimes we don't have enough energy, enough power to stick to creating positive thoughts, or we don't know how to create positive thoughts. So we are going to talk about a few things through which you will get to know how can we become a ruler of our own mind and not a slave of the mind. It should not be the case that the mind is generating whatever kinds of thought and I am being a slave of it. I'm just a subservient. I'm just responding accordingly. No, I, the soul, am the master of this body and the ruler of my mind as well. So the first thing, there are multiple things which we can practice in our lives, but in the interest of the time, I am going to share a few ones here. So what do you think this is? What comes to your mind when you see this picture? Clutter. Yeah. Yeah. So this is actually a closet, and to be more precise, a cluttered closet. So it happens in our lives that when we are in this constant chase of accumulating physical things, then we keep on accumulating, and one day we realize, oh, our closet or our homes are all cluttered, and then we go through this exercise which is called decluttering of the closet or decluttering of the home, right? And which is very essential to do also. And in today's world, if we look at it, our mind has been we have trained our mind in a certain way that the mind is also cluttered, because at any moment the mind is running in 1,000 different directions, and that is what we don't want, because we are not able to, because of that we are not able to concentrate or focus on anything more than maybe 10 minutes or 5 minutes. So we don't want that. Why is it happening? Because of various reasons we will see. So what is the action we need to take here? We need to declutter our mind time and again. Actually, every day we should declutter our mind, and the most important thing is stop feeding it junk. What is the junk which we are feeding our mind? We are feeding the junk which is social media, watching news every now and then. Yes, it is necessary to be updated, to remain updated with the current affairs, what is going on in the world. It's necessary to be updated with that, but we don't want to sit in front of the television or in front of the news throughout the day. No, that is doing more harm than benefit. We don't want that. So from today, we will say no to social media, news. Maximum, we will watch news only for 15 minutes a day. That's all. And we will say no to gossips. We don't want unnecessary gossips. We don't want to that is a waste of time. And no to desires or wants. So remember, this planet Earth has enough to fulfill all our needs, but it does not have enough to fulfill all our desires. So we will be mindful that we do not create any unnecessary desires and thoughts of past and future. These are the thoughts which do not allow us to enjoy our present at all. Why do we want to dwell into past? Why do we want to worry about future? We don't even know what is going to happen in future. It's important to plan about it in advance, but we don't need to worry about it all the time. Past is past. We just need to learn a lesson from it and move ahead in our lives. And the most important is repetitive thoughts. So, certain thoughts which come to our mind again and again and again. Even after we have devoted some time and thought about it, reached to a conclusion, that thought will come to our mind again. So, in those cases, you can strictly instruct your mind that, listen, I thought about it already and we came to a conclusion. We don't want to overthink. That's it. And it may sound very lame, but our mind does listen to us. It will definitely come again with this repetitive thought one more time. But after a few times, 3 or 4 times, 5 times, it will not come to us. So it's important to give proper instructions to the mind, and mind will just follow along. And the next thing we all should do, and we don't really do it in the modern times, is spending quality time with ourselves. We are so busy in fulfilling our needs, others' needs, that we are just forgetting that we also need our own time. Spending quality time with ourselves is very important. Being in solitude and silence. Solitude means distancing yourself from others, and being in silence. So, what will happen is, whenever we get free time, we don't indulge in waste, any kind of waste, and hence we stop the loss of energy. Instead, we go into silence, and we are not talking about just silence of speech, we are also talking about silence of mind. So, what will happen when we go within? When we discover ourselves, we'll be able to discover ourselves and our hidden potential, and we will realize that we are calm like an ocean. So, just like an ocean, all the waves and the turbulence is only on the surface, and when you go beneath, you will see that there is a sense of calmness and there is so much peace beneath the waves. So just like that, all the clutter in our mind, all everything is in superficial level. Yes, we have to clear that out, but we don't need to wait for it to completely go away in order to start experiencing our true self. So when we go within, we will realize that we are also calm. We are also beings of peace. We are beings of joy. The unlimited treasures, we will discover that we are beings of peace, being of joy, being of love. And the more we spend time with ourselves, the more we experience these unlimited treasures within ourselves, the more we will be able to bring those into action. And people will feel that we have become more loveful, we have become more peaceful. So do try this, do experiment with this on your own. And I read something very stunning, uh, and which has stuck on my mind ever since. Peace will not rain upon you, it blossoms from within. And this is true also for joy. This is true also for bliss. This is true also for power. This is true for all the unlimited treasures which are there within us. All we need to do is look within. And the third thing we can do for ourselves is affirmations. So affirmations are nothing but statements which are in present tense. So it is like a blessing to ourselves. So whenever we are going through tough times, we probably, some of us do this, we go to a saint or a learned person, and then we seek their advice, and that person says, don't worry, everything will be all right. And then we come home thinking that, oh, that guy has said, don't worry, everything will be all right, so everything will be all right in my life. And then whenever we happen to indulge into negative thoughts related to that situation, we always concluded saying that, no, I have been told not to worry, everything will be all right. And at the end of it, everything actually becomes all right. So, why did this happen? This did not happen because that one learned person told you, don't worry, everything will be all right. It happened because we told ourselves the same statement 100 number of times. So we repeated the same thought again and again, and then that was like a blessing to ourselves. So some examples which you can also use as affirmations is, if you want victory or you want to attract success, you can say something like, I am a victorious being. Success is my birthright. And if you're experiencing some pain in any part of your body, for example, then we don't have to say negative words, we don't have to add a negative words and affirmations. And it's very important that the affirmation is always in present tense. We will not say that my body will be healthy. No, we will say that my body is perfectly healthy and will always be. So you can try this at your end, and bless yourself every day, in fact, and bless others also around you. So there, as I mentioned earlier, that there are a number of things we can do, a number of practices we can do, and we actually do at Brahma Kumaris. But one thing I like the most about being here is that we start off our day on the right foot, and then everything else falls into place. We don't need to worry about anything else. So what we do, the first thing when we wake up in the morning, we repeat our affirmations could be different for everyone based on how your life is going, what you want from life. And second thing, we meditate. So again, meditation is actually sitting with ourselves in solitude and silence, where we are going within ourselves, discovering the innate potential which we have. And also during meditation we connect to the supreme energy and download all the powers within us which make us go through the entire day, which sustain us throughout the day. And the third thing, all of us gather together uh, and we listen to spiritual knowledge. So spiritual knowledge is actually a treasure store of positive thoughts. And using and when we daily listen to spiritual knowledge, then our mind knows what kind of positive thoughts to create in what circumstances in order to attract favorable outcomes. So with that, I would like to end this webinar, and we will do a short meditation. Om Shanti. Sit relaxed. I, the being, the pure being of light, I am an energy. And in this moment, I want to spend time only with myself, forgetting about the past and the future. And I want to visit my inner sanctuary. So I look within and I see myself as a beautiful, sparkling star. I'm weightless and I'm light. I'm peace. And as I settle into this peace, I find that this peace of mind is also soothing my body. I am peace. I am love. I am bliss. The more I stay in this awareness, makes me feel more energized, more creative, and brings clarity to my mind. And when I dive into these qualities, I start experiencing them so naturally that it seems very easy to carry them into sound, into movement, and into my responsibilities. I, the soul, a beautiful, shining spark. I want to remind myself that my thoughts are like a seed. They are my greatest treasure. Thoughts are invisible, but yet very powerful. I want to pay attention to elevating my thoughts, and so I want to learn the language of pure and positive thoughts. Thoughts are the seed of my expression, the seed of my words and actions, and my life. So I pay greater attention to my greatest treasure. I am peace. I am powerful. I am gentle. I am loving. I am kind. I am beautiful. And I am always victorious. Om Shanti. Sorry about that, just bringing it up again. Sorry. Okay, so I hope this was useful for you and you learned about the power of your mind. Honestly, I also did not know that our minds are so powerful before I started researching on this topic and studying about it. So I want a brief introduction about this organization. The knowledge which has been shared with you, it does not belong to me at all. It belongs to this organization called Brahma Kumaris World Spiritual University, and I find myself very privileged. It's an honor for me to be associated with them. It's a non-profit organization founded in 1936. It has a global presence in 130 countries with more than 8,000 centers over the world. And there are more than 1 million members who are associated with Brahma Kumaris and are practicing Raj Yoga meditation in their everyday lives and getting great benefit out of it. There is a local center here, located here as well in Silicon Valley. We offer free Raj Yoga meditation courses, seminars, events, kids living values classes, parenting classes, and retreats. And the center is led by Sister Kusum Kejriwal, who is also the director of this center. She is a beautiful soul practicing meditation since childhood, surrendered her life 40 years back for godly service, and came to Bay Area from Mumbai 26 years back to open a center here. She's of course a great teacher, a mentor, and a guide, but along with that, she is also a very good friend. She is very approachable and always there to guide us and provide beautiful practical advices. There are almost 200 regular students who attend daily, and we all attend daily spiritual discourse together, which we call Murli class. So this is our website, svbrahmakumaris.org, and which is always updated with all the courses, webinars, events we offer. And everything is free of cost, as I already mentioned, but this center is run by contributions which are made by brothers and sisters who have found this to be beneficial in their lives. They want to contribute and spread this to the entire world so that more and more souls benefit out of it. So if you would also like to make certain contributions, you can visit this link, svbrahmakumaris.org/donation. And RMRC is a non-profit organization, and whatever contributions you will make will be fully tax deductible. Physically, we are located at 540 South Evil Street, Milpitas, California. If you have any questions at all about anything, please feel free to email us at contact@svbrahmakumaris.org. Some upcoming events. All events are offered free of cost. So Raj Yoga meditation course, if you had not got a chance to take this course till now, this is a wonderful opportunity, as the new batch is starting from April 2nd. It will last for 4 weeks, Saturday and Sunday, and offered in 2 different languages. And we also offer kids class every Sunday, 11 to 12 p.m. Pacific time. So if you're interested, please visit our website for the same. We have a beautiful webinar coming up on March 26th, Simple Truth of Who You Already Are, from 12 to 1. If you would like to attend, please register at svbrahmakumaris.org/webinar. And we have started self-development series. The topic for the series for this month is Conserve and Increase Your Energy, every Sunday 2 to 3 p.m. And before you go, I would like you to remember that a powerful mind begets a victorious life. If we want a victory in our life, then we need to use the powers of our mind. Thank you for attending. And if there are any questions, I can answer those.
Om Shanti, sister. Thank you for a very enlightening webinar. It had great activities and very innovative examples. And thank you for letting us know the power of mind and how we can use it in our daily life. We do not have any questions at this moment. However, I would like to take some time to read some comments, because our audience today was very engaging. And thank you, everyone, because that made this webinar more beautiful. So Poonam Samtani says that it's pleasure to have joined this webinar. There is a comment by Geeta Mohabir that it was a brilliant seminar. And Surendra Batra was also very engaging and enjoyed the webinar a lot. And there are also a lot of positive comments from Nilima, that she's very grateful to have got this opportunity, and it was an eye-opener for her. So people have been losing the track of time and they have enjoyed the webinar thoroughly. I would request if anyone has any questions, they can email us the questions, and we will be answering them over the email. Thank you, Sister Chandni, for a great webinar. And thank you everyone for your participation. See you next Saturday, 12 p.m. Thank you.
Thank you. Om Shanti.